Well, of course, the time is exactly 23 minutes before 9 o'clock. Now, this morning we're also discussing the facelift of Makanda's roads with a new pothole project. Now, just to give you a little bit of introduction there, Makanda is its own city with its own DNA, own and population infrastructure is vital to development and prosperity. And this includes a basic infrastructure such as roads and fast and reliable connectivity. Vox's enterprise and development partner, Grahamstown Wi-Fi, will oversee filling of 300 potholes in the city of Makanda. Now, of course, in April this year, Transport Minister Fikile Belula told Parliament that the government will need it between 700 and 1,500 rand per square meter to fund potholes repairs across the country. He said also the provincial road maintenance grant set aside 12 billion rand for potholes repairs to the country's over 754,000 kilometre road network. Now, to tell us more about this project, we are joined now by the CEO of Vox, Jacques du Toit. Good morning, Jacques, and welcome to IFM.
Tom, good morning. Good to speak to you.
Yeah, lovely having you on the show this morning. Now, of course, in my introduction, I spoke about the Makanda's Pothole Project. Now, how did this project come about, and who are all the parties involved?
Yeah, quite an interesting journey that we followed over the last few months. It started with the implementation of a fiber optic network. Mm-hmm. And as you're well aware of, fiber is available in all the metros, Johannesburg, Pretoria, Cape Town, Durban, etc. And internet is becoming an integral part of our lives, specifically during COVID and coming through it now. And what's happening now is the metros are kind of reaching saturation. So it's forcing all the network operators to start moving into the secondary towns. Frogfoot, which is a wholly owned company of Vox Telecom, has now rolled out fiber in towns like Richards Bay, Ermelo, Lepelale, and moving into the Eastern Cape, we're rolling out King Williamstown, and then Makandu or ex-Grahamstown came about. And one of the things I learned from all these secondary towns is that they are completely different in terms of their DNA compared to the metros. It's important that you support the local community, you involve them, you've got to create jobs for them. And with any fiber project, what happens is you start up digging up the pavements, going through some gardens, digging through the roads. And we very quickly realized that the town has got a big problem in terms of road infrastructure. The municipality is not forthcoming in terms of the maintenance. And because we're using local contractors to assist with the trenching for the fiber, we realized that, listen, these guys have got the ability to do more than just the trenching. We saw an opportunity to involve them in upgrading the infrastructure. And I think, we at the end of the day, it's not just about supplying fiber and selling services. It's about giving back to the community. Mm-hmm. And our local partner, Grahamstown Wi-Fi, owned by Vezi and Tinas, came up with an idea and said, listen, why don't, as part of our enterprise development initiatives, why don't we just extend the fiber rollout and assist with the pothole repairs? And what was amazing for me was how the entire community got involved. So Tinas and Vezi identified the key potholes to be repaired, came to me with a proposal. The parties that supply the aggregate as well as the labor said they're very happy to do that at cost. Mm-hmm. And in that way, the three parties took hands. So our local Wi-Fi, Grahamstown Wi-Fi provider, manages the project. The aggregate and labor supplier is doing it at cost. Vox is funding it. And it's actually what ends up happening is it's giving the fiber contractors a little bit of extra bandwidth. Because, what happens is after a fiber rollout, the contractors have got no work. Now they've actually got some work to continue with after the rollout. Mm-hmm. So this has been a very interesting journey for us. And I think everybody is proud and excited. And, it's just a great opportunity.
And of course, they're starting off with Grahamstown. Will they be moving into other areas as well with the same sort of initiative?
Yeah, I think what I've learned, again, and I'm kind of repeating myself, is that you've got to listen to the requirements of the local town and the local community. So if, let's say, King Williamstown wants us to assist with extending a water pipeline, if that is something that is more important to them than fixing potholes, I'm sure we listen to it. I think it's about listening and agreeing what is palatable and exciting for all parties involved. I'm very open-minded when it comes to these projects.
Now, of course, we all know that potholes and the infrastructure of our roads in South Africa and other local towns and even Gqeberha as well, so many potholes in the infrastructure of the road. The local municipality, are they also coming to the party to assist maybe with this project?
Not at all. And that is actually such a pity, and I see that in so many towns. And I think it's widely spoken about how dysfunctional most of the municipalities are. If they were functioning according to standards, the potholes wouldn't have been there in the first place. This is 100% a local community initiative. Local labourers, Vox funding it, local businessmen coordinating the project. I mean, there's not even the traffic department is involved in assisting with managing the traffic in areas where there's slight congestion. It's all done by the community.
One would actually think that it's a very sad state of affairs, this, Jacques, with they not coming to the party.
Yeah, I think funds is an issue, management is an issue. But, I think in most of these towns, we've now realized that unless you do it yourself and provide that guidance yourself, nothing is going to happen. So we really just hope that they will learn from this. And once it's repaired, they will maintain it. Happy to take hands with them on other projects. But I just think that to try and get them involved, the hierarchy, the red tape, everybody wants to drive a different agenda. It's just not worthwhile. And the community is very appreciative of what we're doing.
Now, of course, starting off with Grahamstown, are there any other plans in the future for Grahamstown and, of course, the surrounding areas or the surrounding towns?
Yeah, I think, it depends now. Are you talking specifically potholes or are you talking about the general?
In general, yeah.
Yeah, in general, I think Grahamstown, once the fibre is in, it unlocks a whole lot of other opportunities. I'm thinking security comes to mind first of all. So you can connect every camera onto the fibre network, improve the safety and security of all the residents. And that's the power of fibre. So it creates jobs, it gives people access to the internet, and it allows for a range of value-added services. Security, weather, traffic management, safety, etc., etc. Those are all enhancements on top of the network. And one would like to see that model repeated in all the other towns that we're rolling out in. There's definitely opportunity in other towns.
And of course, it's you also maybe going forward, probably hoping to see other companies or organizations to come on board and to be part of this project.
Yeah, I think if as a community we take hands with the larger corporates and people that's got the ability to assist, I mean, that's where the power lies. Take hands. You can do a lot more if we join forces than what we can do on our own. I mean, Vox is a small business in the bigger scheme of things. We can only do X amount of potholes. But if you join forces with people that are prepared to supply the aggregate and the labor at cost, other companies that are prepared to fund it, like the security companies, maybe guys that supply the physical fibre, network companies, then I think, we can really, really make a difference. But it's going to take time. I don't think there's a cookie-cutter model that everybody must adapt. I think it's a process of evolution. What works in this town? What do we need to improve in the next town? And over time, people will find a model that really works and that's effective.
Maybe when this project is completed, you can invite the Transport Minister, Fikile Balula, and say, this is how it's done.
What's going to be amazing is we've took some drone footage before the project started and some footage while they're fixing, and then we're going to take footage on that same roads that's been fixed afterwards, and it's going to be an amazing picture to see.
Well, I would love to see that because I must say that well done for taking up this project, Jacques, you and your team and the rest of Grahamstown Wi-Fi, and just to make the lives easier for the people in the rural areas as well, in the small towns.
Yeah, no, thank you very much. We hope it pays its dividends. It's starting off obviously in town, in the CBD, and then the project will branch out to the arteries, the roads that connect to the town. So slowly but surely we'll work our way up there.
And what sort of time frame, is there a time frame on this, or is it just ongoing?
Our estimate is that the initial project, the initial 300 potholes, is going to take us close to 2 months. One can expedite it with a larger workforce, but it's a bit of a balancing act. You can't just send 1,000 people to go and repair all the potholes. You'll disrupt the traffic completely. So it's about syncing traffic, having access to the right amount of laborers. The product needs to be in continuous supply, the aggregate that we use to fill. So it's a project that needs to be managed, and it's only scalable up to a point before it becomes completely disruptive. So 2 months for project one, and then we'll see what comes after that.
Well, I must commend you, on behalf of the people of Port Elizabeth, the Uitenhage area. Well done, and good luck with this project, and for the rest of for other companies as well. But well done for taking on this project and this initiative, Jacques. And thanks for joining us this morning.
Thanks for the opportunity. Have a great day.
Okay, you too. Cheers. Bye. Well, that was the CEO of Vox. Of course, that is the Wi-Fi, not the Wi-Fi, the I forgot the name now. Not the portal. What is the other name I'm getting to? Anyway, it is the fiber. I'm talking fiber, yeah. Just what a great project they are doing. And of course, I've seen this in other parts of the country as well, where actually the people along the road, the beggars along the road, have taken up the initiative now to complete or to fill these potholes. And every vehicle that comes past during along that road, they actually got their little container, and they just put in some coins there just to assist these people as well. But it just shows you we cannot wait for municipalities or government, etc., to do these things, because the infrastructure of some of our roads, and we can see it in our areas as well. If we're living in certain areas, we can see these massive potholes and nothing's being done about it. And there are people like these, Jacques and his team, and other people as well, local people. I'm talking community people. People are saying, you know what, let's fill this pothole. We're staying in this street. Let's take up the initiative and just fill it up ourselves. Let's not wait for municipality of government. So well done for all involved as well.